What if your heart whispered warnings months before a crisis, and you simply couldn't hear them? Cardiovascular instability rarely begins with pain. It begins with micro-variations, silent statistical deviations. Variations too subtle for human perception, yet measurable with precision technology. The question is no longer if we can detect them, but whether we are listening. Welcome to SilverTechGuide. I am your host, and today we're analyzing the clinical evolution of silent biomarkers and its role in senior independence. Silent biomarkers are physiological signals that indicate instability before symptoms appear. Long before a cardiac event, the vascular system begins to lose elasticity. Wearable diagnostics translate these hidden shifts into actionable biometric feedback loops. Every heartbeat produces electrical signatures, patterns of rhythm variability. Reduced heart rate variability is a recognized predictor of autonomic imbalance. Even during sleep, micro-fluctuations in pulse transit time reveal vascular tension. Pulse wave velocity measures how quickly blood pressure waves move through arteries. The stiffer the artery, the faster the wave, a subtle marker of cardiovascular strain. Traditionally, instability was identified only after fatigue or breathlessness appeared. By then, compensatory mechanisms were already overwhelmed. Today, predictive algorithms identify deviations weeks in advance. Algorithms detect nonlinear increases in resting heart rate. They measure oxygen saturation fluctuations during routine activity. These measurements occur passively, without disrupting daily autonomy. Cardiovascular stability depends on autonomic equilibrium. When sympathetic dominance persists, vascular resistance increases. Chronic stress imprints measurable patterns onto heart rhythms. A subtle alert may indicate sustained deviation from baseline metrics. Unlike annual checkups, wearables generate continuous longitudinal datasets. Trends matter more than isolated readings. Remote clinicians can review evolving cardiovascular signatures. Early endothelial dysfunction produces micro-variations in blood flow. These micro-variations are silent biomarkers of instability. The goal is not surveillance, it is sovereignty. Knowledge restores biological autonomy. Consider atrial fibrillation, often intermittent at first. Modern wearables can capture single-lead ECG tracings instantly. Even brief arrhythmic episodes are recorded and archived. Early detection allows medical calibration before escalation. Coronary instability develops gradually over years. Inflammatory load subtly alters vascular responsiveness. Skin temperature shifts and nocturnal pulse changes add context. Integrated metrics improve predictive specificity. Physical activity data refines cardiovascular resilience scoring. Risk stratification updates dynamically, not annually. Stability is preserved through anticipation. Independence is reinforced by informed vigilance. When deviations are detected early, intervention is gentler. Medication titration becomes precision-guided. Lifestyle recalibration happens before crisis. Vascular compliance can improve with early response. Secure cloud analytics strengthen longitudinal pattern recognition. This is proactive cardiology, and it signals a clinical shift from reactive treatment to predictive cardiovascular guardianship. Predictive cardiology is built on layered biometrics, not isolated metrics. Every individual possesses a unique cardiovascular baseline. Wearables learn that baseline through continuous calibration. Machine learning models analyze deviation magnitude and duration. A persistent 2 to 3 beat elevation may signal systemic strain. Subclinical fluid retention often precedes symptomatic heart failure. Optical sensors detect reduced peripheral perfusion patterns. Oxygen variability during light exertion refines instability scoring. Exertional tolerance becomes a measurable biomarker. Heart rate variability, respiration rate, and motion synchronize into composite indices. Baroreceptor sensitivity reflects vascular adaptability. Orthostatic transitions reveal autonomic responsiveness. Micro-instability during posture change can predict future hypotensive episodes. Nocturnal temperature elevations may indicate inflammatory activation. Inflammation alters endothelial nitric oxide production, yet the wearer remains unaware and undisturbed. Threshold breaches trigger silent clinician notifications. Intervention begins before hospitalization becomes necessary. Dosage refinement is guided by objective, longitudinal data. Autonomic retraining protocols can restore vagal tone. Improved vagal modulation enhances cardiac stability. Even plaque vulnerability can stabilize with early correction. Nutritional modulation influences lipid-mediated inflammation. Predictive scoring recalibrates continuously. The result is confidence grounded in measurable resilience. Stability is not accidental, it is engineered. Brief supraventricular arrhythmias are captured in real time. A 30-second trace can alter long-term outcomes. Documentation empowers informed clinical dialogue. Physicians interpret patterns within broader cardiovascular context. Early anticoagulation strategies may prevent thromboembolic events. Movement remains central to cardiovascular integrity. Gait velocity correlates with cardiac output efficiency. Cross-metric correlation increases predictive specificity. Functional capacity is quantified, not estimated. Trends reveal adaptation over weeks and months. Data encryption safeguards dignity and privacy. Technology should enhance life, not dominate it. Discretion preserves self-image and independence. Flattening the risk curve begins with early detection. Each morning becomes data-informed reassurance. A glance replaces uncertainty with clarity. Hemodynamic equilibrium reflects successful intervention. Follow-up visits confirm measurable progress. Longevity thrives where vigilance meets vitality. Silent biomarkers act as cardiovascular guardians. Not alarms, but early whispers. Autonomy is sustained through anticipation. The future of cardiology is predictive, personalized, precise. Thank you for trusting SilverTechGuide. Subscribe to join our community of seniors who choose science-backed autonomy. I'll see you in the next deep dive.